Hello Scoot friends! Thought I'd introduce you to the latest member of my scooter family and tell you about some of the differences that I've found between the different scooters I've owned. So let's get chatting. Soon to be named, currently workshopping the name Two Tree. I'll explain that later.
I mentioned the possible name of Two Tree. It's a joke based off of the classic Chicago accent. You know, the one that goes like this. I'm from Chicago. I like sausages. Meat in the tube. Gonna go get me 2 3 of them for lunch. And now, I got me 2 3 of them scooters to ride. So, Two Tree. If you've got a better name, let me know in the comments.
So you know I'm really into high-vis gear and visibility, and if you want to check out some of that other gear that I wear and stuff like that, I've got a video for it. I'll link it at the end and in the video description. But this time, if you take a look at my other scooters, I love to put stickers on my scooter. That's a Gen X thing, I guess. I don't know, maybe it's not a Gen X thing, maybe it's just a me thing, but I love my scooters. So of course I've got a scootlady sticker on there. I've got stickers from some of my favorite YouTube channels and things like that. But I decided to do one thing different with Two Tree, and that was to up the reflectiveness on some areas. So I added these diamond reflective stickers right here. I added the blue down by the thing. Then I also added these ones. So these add, you know, front reflectivity to it. There is also, of course, the light, you know, and I ride with my light on all the time, day and night. So then down at the bottom here, I also added some reflective striping on both sides of the base. Ready to go. Looking pretty good. Time for more stickers. Okay, so we are in the backyard right now. The snow has melted. We've got some nice weather and some good sun, so I thought I'd do my helmet stickers out here. But before we get to that, just wanted to show you my new bag. Oh yeah, orange has joined the party. Looking good. I did do my mod on it with my turn signal vest. So that just can attach on and off. It's got clips, so if I don't need it to be on there, I can just loosen it up and take them all out. But this is going to be my primary one for riding, so the turn signals will probably stay on most of the time. So Inside though, we've got what we're really here for, helmet time. Yes, my entire helmet fits in my bag. Take a look. It's important to replace your helmet every so often, so I've got myself a new DOT Vega Warrior helmet here, and now it's time to put some stickers on it and make it Scoot Lady style. Yes, I have conveniently put the stickers inside of the helmet. And we've also got another rear view mirror on there, because being able to see backwards is really important. All right, let's get these stickers laid out. What do you say?
Nice.
And these are our contenders to go on this helmet. I'll get as many of them as I can without completely covering the helmet. All right, googly eyes first. Always googly eyes first. All right, let's get those stickers on. I think we're gonna speed this part up a little bit though. Let's slow it down again. You didn't know your favorite Scoot Lady has stickers? Yeah, let her know you want one and she'll send you one. It's a round helmet. Nothing goes on perfectly. All right, I think that's all that's gonna go on here. I don't like that I have a little bit of overlap here and there, but I had some big stickers I really wanted to get on there. All right, now that we have all of our stickers on here, I just want to talk about a couple of the differences with the helmet from the last one. The last helmet I bought was the Vega Warrior DOT, Department of Transportation certified. This is, you know, a half helmet. A lot of helmets, you know, scooter riders, they recommend that you wear a full face helmet. I don't ride any faster than 18 miles per hour, which is the same speed as a bicycle. So there's really no need for me to have a full face helmet. I mean, I guess, but I guess I'm not that worried about my face. This one does, however, have the same ability. It's got the same visor here. Flip that over. It's got the sun visor, and as you can see, I haven't used it yet. There's that remove before use. I'd been using my old helmet because I wanted to get my stickers on, and I do have also the clear insert for that for days that are not sunny. They have improved the buckle. It's now made of metal instead of plastic. You know, clips in. It's got an easy release so that you're never caught in your helmet. Easy to adjust to make it fit. They've added some extra padding and stuff on the inside here for safety reasons. And yes, I wear a large helmet. What can I say? I have a big head. And last but not least, I do have one more thing. I also recently purchased something called the Hightail, and you attach it to the back of it, and it's for people who have long hair and it stretches out and it holds your hair in there so it's not blowing in the wind and getting caught all over the place. And I know your scoot lady has shaved her head many a time, but right now her hair is kind of long. Got to protect those curls. It's not quite there yet, so I'm not going to put it on today, but I do have it and I am ready for it. This I found actually from a female motorcycle rider who recommended it, and she has very, very long hair and works out great for her. Let's get talking about scooters. Okay, scoot friends, so let's talk about first my first scooter that I got, and that was the Kick Scooter Max G30. This is one of the original ones. We actually got this through the Kickstarter. So there she is, original Scoot. She's got close to 4,000 miles on her currently, and I have done her dirty. She has worked very, very hard to the point where we've got some fixes we had to do where the fender broke, and we'll talk about the locking mechanism in just a second because that is one of the changes. So, changes between the Max G30 versus what I've got now, which is one of the original Max G2s that they put out when they released those. Got in really early on that because I wanted to upgrade. And then I just recently, back in November, took advantage of a crazy sale and purchased a second Max G2. Now, it surprised me that there were changes. I didn't expect there to be any changes between the G2s, but there are. Let's start with the differences between the G30 and the G2 though. So first of all, one of the changes that they did is the original Max did have this twist bell that's on there. And when they moved to the G2, so it changed it to a beep instead. Okay. Not everybody wants to be beeped at though. So as you know, I have installed my Fury Bell, also known as my See Me Bell, depending on its uses. And we're a big fan of that one. Other big changes from the G30 to the G2 is, if you take a look down by the tires here, no shocks. With the G2, we've added shocks. So it's a much, much smoother ride. So here's the front one on Scootlie, and here are the back ones on Two Tree. And these have greatly improved the comfort of my ride. Other changes, other than the alert bell and the addition of shocks, is they also changed the locking mechanism. And if you take a look here, mine's a little broken. I need to fix this, but this little part slides into here, right? It slides out when you have it unlocked, and that's sort of the safety mechanism on it. See, now this is one of the reasons, although I can't replace this, and I probably will so I can have 3 scooters, this is one of the reasons I bought a second G2. I've been having people scoot with me and I want them to feel safe while they do so. So then, that's the little mechanism right there. I've had to do lots and lots of tightening over that over the years to make sure that the stem stays sturdy. But yeah, so when it locks into place, stem comes up, that pushes in, and then you slide that little lock loop into here. On the G2, they've made it sturdier and they've made it a bit more user-friendly. So on the original G2, you lift up on this bit here. This is hard for me to do while holding the camera, so I'm going to switch my angle here real quick. Okay, so as I was saying, they changed the mechanism for the G2 and made it a little stronger and sturdier. So you need 2 hands for it, but you lift up here, you pull down, and then it's going to fold for you. Okay, so then when you need to unfold it, stem back up, and that locks in really sturdily. But this is actually one of the changes that's happened between the G2s. The updated version of the G2, and yes, I added this reflective sticker. I'll show you some of the other ones that I added in a second. This time, they've made it even more user-friendly. So, pull up, thumb pulls it down, and you're unfolded. And if you want a closer look at the mechanism, there's that pull. And that, again, just to reset it up, folds up, locks into place, and you're good to go. One of the other changes they added is if you take a look at these handlebars, not only did they change the color of the grip and the throttle, which is right here, but they added turn signals. So this is really important to be able to signal to traffic, let them know where I'm going. It's super bright, especially when it's dark or anything like that. It's one of the other changes between the original G2 and the new G2 is they made that beep louder. One of my issues with the beep is it wasn't loud enough to be heard from traffic or distinguished enough, which is why my bell, in my ear at least, was louder. First edition of the Max G2, how loud is that beep? The new one. And one of the last differences between the original G30 and the G2 that I have is the deck changed. So the ninebot deck, the original G30, this gray one here, it is much longer and not as wide as the new one for the Max. They've made it shorter, and this is again why I talk about proper stance being really important for balancing when riding scooters so you don't tip over. We've got 20 inches long on this one, on the original, and 6 3/4 inches wide versus the new one, which is 19 1/4 inches long and 7 1/8 inches wide. So while that might not seem like a lot of difference, it feels like a lot of difference when you're riding. I ride in the city, so reflective gear, things that blink, all of this is really important to me. So, you know, here's my latest rider bag. You can even see how it's reflecting just on the lights down here on those edges. But then I also have my turn signals. And so those are blinking and flashing from behind. And you might be like, wow, that's a lot of overkill. But I ride in the city. If you've watched the channel, you know I'm riding in traffic, I'm riding in cars, I'm riding in a very, very large city. And so I need to make sure that I am safe and reflective and seen. Here's my plug for my rider bag. I've got, I think, 4 of these now because I can't get enough of all of the different colors. And yes, they have black too, but let's go with some color. And speaking of color, these socks are for you at Raven Tess, one of my subscribers. She'll get this. These are from an Icelandic grocery store called Bonus, and they have the cutest little pig. Had to get pig socks. Couldn't help it. Okay, so I thought I would take a moment just to show you how to fold and carry it if you are interested in carrying them. So again, we undo that locking mechanism I showed you earlier. It has a sort of secondary bit. It folds. I don't think I showed you this though. This little hook, there's a little hook that is on the handlebars and it clips in to the back fender right here. And then when you want to unfold it, you just lift up that same bit, and there you go. Now, you may want to pick it up this way to carry it. There is a balance point. However, thanks to a great tip from Throttle and Lift, thank you very much, Giovanni, he said, hey, you know what? It's easier if you turn around and carry it where the handlebars are facing forward. And this is so very true. I ran into so many things with having the handlebars behind me when I used to carry it. I don't carry my scooters that often, but I can. You're able to pick it up, take it, move it around, carry it where you need to. Fit it in a car if you need to, fit it on the train, whatever it happens to be. So since the scooters can be heavy, one of the things that you can do is you can get a strap to help you pick it up and carry it. Just to balance the weight a bit differently. So, catch that there. Under it like this. It's got a padded strap. So, pick it up, put it over the shoulder, and then that'll give you a little bit extra stability and using more of your body to carry than just your arm. And just set it back down. Okay, so for people who may be completely unfamiliar with how a scooter works and what the mechanics are like when I'm actually riding, I thought I'd give you a brief tour of the handlebars. Okay, so first of all, the power button is right here in the center. So that turns it on, and when it's on, I can see my battery charge, what mode I'm riding in, and what my current speed is. In order to turn the light, you tap that button once. To turn it off, you hold down firmly and it'll turn the scooter off. So now that we have it turned on though, let's talk about what's on these handlebars. So we've got, of course, I was talking about on the far left here earlier, this is what I added to my handlebars, and these are my turn signal indicators. So letting them know when I'm stopping and what direction I might be going. These are the turn signals I wear on my backpack. Then I've also added my Fury and See Me bell here. And then I have also, because I record from my handlebars, added a new handlebar mount to Two-Tree. And then again, this is that clip that hooks in for when you are locking it down in a folded position. And then this right here is the throttle control. So holding it all the way down for full throttle, feathering if you need to, letting off to decelerate. And then we have these controls that are right here. This top one, that's that button or that beep. And then down here, these two, this is my left turn signal and my right turn signal. So when you see my hands moving around, these are the buttons that I am working with at any given time. So the last thing I'm going to talk about today is locks. How do I keep my scooter safe when I'm riding around in Chicago and I have to leave it somewhere to go inside? If you've seen some of my other scoots, you know I will bring my scooter inside when I need to do things, but sometimes you just got to leave it out. So I have two different locks that I use because I want to make sure that I am extra safe and not have anxiety about what's happening to my scooter. So I use them in conjunction with each other because the shape of the scooter is a little bit different, and I probably don't need to use both of them, but I do. So the first one I have, this is an ABUS lock. I keep this Velcro around it when it is in my bag. I also it comes with a holder, but that holder is mounted onto my bicycle. And key goes in, and it's one like this. So very, very, very sturdy. No, people aren't cutting through this without making a big, big deal and causing a lot of fuss. And that's really what you're doing. You're trying to make sure that you, are the lowest mark possible. And then the second one I use is a kryptonite. It's got a chain in here and that protective hard material that's, harder to cut through, but can be cut through. And it's a real simple one. I use it basically just to make sure that this one is fully attached to the staple or the light pole, because sometimes there isn't a staple, there isn't something that just one of these would be able to go around the scooter and this. And so then it's a combination of these two locks is how I keep them safe. I have seen models of locks that look kind of like sets of handcuffs, where the handcuff goes around the stem of the scooter and then the other part of the cuff goes on whatever it is you're locking to. But I prefer these, and they're really both well rated. So that's how it goes.
Thanks for talking about scooters with me. I'll see you next Wednesday. Same scoot time, same scoot channel. And I hope you have yourself an absolutely wonderful week.